the special prosecutor na sem no aikoye ngonwran. Now the kudienti make a Ghana for say the special prosecutor is a liar. And NDMT, you know, special prosecutor and court office, Sameda Akon and court office, they went to meet at another place to discuss how they can put together some evidence to come and deceive Ghanaians. So the whole day I was monitoring them. The special prosecutor, Sameda Akon, Akurugu, none of them came to the office. Intende, you bet you for not coming to work. I was saying, making sure say you check his uncle for we. I see Agyabeng. Sameda Akon, One Akurugu. These three people did not show up in the office today. This morning, I made my guys go park right in front of OSP's office to monitor them coming into the office. None of them came to office. The only one say, Oma kwa share a special prosecutor annex office now will be in Nyawota Maklu, the hospital in Chenhono, and any deals, That is where they met today. That is where they went to put together the plan to come and deceive us. But don't worry. And then pay. Sameda Akon on say Okasama a special prosecutor's office. Yenyina yenim say emrakra man ho kwan say o say etua ne ka e special prosecutor's office no and the grantee interviews. Now interviews or grantee no osama case ni kra e worse. In fact obekire say special prosecutor no in fact omugana for omo nshada eni eye de engina so eye investigations omo so maye eye evidence any docket no they don't even have any docket. And oba eye TV3 and your friend wa phone so and the agina adwene say sebio de ekoso no. And the engineer who say, the special prosecutor that is supposed to make sure say, the docket or the attorney general or the attorney general, he should just sit back. The attorney general will prepare every single thing. The only thing I also was trying to say, attorney general Becca and say, I've been able to secure the green light. Go to the United States, go work with the United States Security Agency, and bring Ofori-Atta back home. That's all. And it's always checking the whole thing out. The also anka OSP and say, or say on the docket in my attorney general. Or the docket in my attorney general no kwatena office no train. Say attorney general here information bia on ho obeka chance oh me here document we. Now it is the job of the attorney general to take over from there. Or no any America for any best started in Kitahu. Send your document omu here yet nyoma also transmit komo mo nyoma was se bi odi kire mo evidence e kire se Ofori-Atta ekromfo no. It is the job of the attorney general. Now say attorney general so to me satisfy the United States government the security agency on your then when it's given the green light, the Obekache OSP and say, Betuma kwaji the green light now. Take it and go to the US. The Americans are waiting. They will collaborate with you in the US for you to bring the criminal back home. But the OSP is making this whole thing so complicated. He is trying to play politics with it. Now, Mumianko tie the communications person of OSP office or illegal. Salary awajinina a chrono salary because the OSP Act, it does not cover that guy's job. And here's something we will deal with. I have somebody writing a petitioner. The rights, the institutions to question the OSP. Sami the position, the OSP Act, does it cover his position? But let's go into this matter. Still on the OSP issue. Now, OSP versus Ken Ofori-Atta. Now, Sameda Akon can send me and pay our TV3. Now, someone can say, we a news day, or saying the most important thing we need to focus on is how we will justify that Ken Ofori-Atta is not persecuted, but being prosecuted and has nothing to do with politics. As someone will be an can say a person Ken Ofori-Atta ba. I was say any Ghana for near prove America for say yen tata Ken Ofori-Atta na sebio Ken Ofori-Atta ye de ne ba emana begina emrano. Now at the end of the day, when you get the OSP's office telling us to say we Ghanaians, now the OSP is now trying to draw a distinction between us Ghanaians, their office, and the Americans. They are speaking as if said they are not working for us, the people. Now let's go listen to some of the statements he made today. Let's start with this one.
I don't think that there is any problem between the OSP and the Attorney General's office. Except those who do not understand. The issue really is also not about a docket. The OSP, as you are aware, has been working tirelessly to bring Mr. Ofori-Atta back to Ghana. And it will not do anything that will frustrate all the months of the work that it has put together. when the OSP started this work, many people had very little faith that we could even put him on red notice. And if you take a look at the timelines and the things we have done, you will notice that we have done a very diligent work in ensuring that Mr. Ofori-Atta is brought back to Ghana. And the OSP is not going to allow this process to be politicized because Ghana has one shot to bring back Mr. Ofori-Atta. And if we allow it to be politicized, our chances diminishes. And I'll tell you why. Two major things. The OSP is supposed to give to the Attorney General documents that the Attorney General can use to process the extradition. Now, this document is what people are referring to as docket. The OSP has not refused to give those information to the Attorney General. In fact, just September, although that information was not leaked, the Attorney General had written to the OSP and asking for even an incomplete investigation report. And the OSP has assured that it is boarding up the rest of the information, and as soon as it's ready, it will transmit to the Attorney General. So really, there's no issue. Unless you do not know the documents that are required for extradition, let me quickly go through some of them. One of the important documents you need for extradition is the arrest warrant. The OSP has the arrest warrant. And if you remember, I know that the media has not been covering it. Since we got the arrest warrant against Mr. Ofori-Atta, he has sued the OSP about 7-8 times. And the OSP since June has been battling these lawsuits alone in court, just to ensure that the arrest warrants remain valid. The next thing you will need is an Interpol red notice. The OSP worked tirelessly and secured the Interpol red notice. And the red notice is alive as we speak. Even as I talk to you, Interpol International has written to us to justify why it should continue to remain on it. And that is routine. Almost every 6 months, you have to justify why a person should continue to be on red notice. And people don't know the meaning of red notice. It means that the OSP has effectively restricted the movement of Mr. Ofori-Atta. Hitherto, we have records that shows that he was crisscrossing America and London. But currently, as we speak, he cannot do that. And we know that he's currently somewhere in Maryland, Virginia, Washington. And so those who think nothing has been done, a lot has been done.
So, Sareda Akono Onye, and the Agokane Brofo, Mammy Jomunche, APZ4. Yabusan said, na Adentina Attorney General Ebusa for docket. Because Mwankasan and Dramoka said there's something called legal, Messiah, get me that. There is a processor. So process no, a Attorney General Nkwana ebetumini the United States government etumedi nkomo ama yetumedi Ken Ofori-Atta. Now, we didn't quote that statement. Now, Anope Ebusan said, Adentina mon collaborated with the Attorney General. Now, Attorney General entumi kofa Ken Ofori-Atta number. And I say, oh, adene de bibie ni we chese yempese ne Attorney General bedi nkomo anase ye ne be den ye beboa no emana kofa Ken Ofori-Atta ba ni nyina ne say ebi Ghana for dodo no mon hyeda nsua de enko echire ye oka no ya adwene hyeda endo enko echire ye nya research ye nkenkan nti asam na nkasa ye nte ase ono ene ne boss ne akurugu nko ana te ase o see bibie e friend docket ya te docket ofu bia so na oka docket na ye ne Ghana for no ye nte docket ase Ose docket ni kire se nyoma ubehia ansa na wetumi akofa den akofa eye den Ofori-Atta every America de na Ghana ene ne fe ne docket no enti aka docket a eye file a nyoma ubehia steps a ubedi so ansa na Ken Ofori-Atta wetumi aboni chenku ede na efri abruchire ede na Ghana se ombegina emra no na wakasa no osi the OSP no e was se ode den or this docket no Attorney General. Na sa docket no, I was say you make sure say answer na OSP ni be ma Attorney General no. Na docket no, nyoma I was say e fasu nyina na steps ni nyina no a cover answer no de amano. Or say bibia a friend warrant. Or say so hwema OSP etime secure warrant a kire say Ken Ofori-Atta I was say de to Interpol red alert list so. kyerɛ sɛ Ken Ofori-Atta yɛ obi a ɔyɛ wanted man ɔsɛ no kura Ken Ofori-Atta sɛbio ɛndɛ yɛka sɛ ɛno bɛda Ken Ofori-Atta so no ama Ken Ofori-Atta kura ntumi ntu kwan sɛsia no OSP ayɛ adwuma ama ebi nsi da ne nyina ne sɛ OSP kɔgye saa ɛyɛ Interpol ɛyɛ alert list no ɛde Ofori-Atta kɔto Interpol list no so no ama Ken Ofori-Atta ntumi ntu kwan first no mu nim sɛ Ken Ofori-Atta tumi free America kɔ Ghana London and from London to America but because ɔmo ɛne ɛyɛ Interpol yɛ adwuma nti Ken Ofori-Atta de sɛsia no ɔmo restricting the movement meaning the OSP knew or had known say Ken Ofori-Atta is in America. He has been going to UK and he's been coming to America. Inti we didn't know until OSP catch the say Ken Ofori-Atta from time almost started say almost tracking no of US echo London free London ever US until say omunya Interpol arrest de toso na Ken Ofori-Atta odi America ni UK akoniaba. Okay. Okay, so now see right now no Omu nimpa se Ken Ofori-Atta tete America or tete around the DMV area. Because the DMV Maryland, Virginia, and Washington DC area. Into omu intelligence say Ken Ofori-Atta tete Maryland, Virginia, and Washington DC area. Na nika say mu no omayati asie say omu OSP no saa nyoma no sɛ ɔmo ntumi am prepare ni nyina fa ma attorney general entumi and start and take steps to make sure say America for no ama ni green light manama OSP green light so onkofa Ken Ofori-Atta mra. But remember time na attorney general actual letter koma OSP no obusa OSP nyoma miensa pe osi OSP docket no sa steps no fa be kyerɛ me bebia woduru bia wo de pese me hu. And secondly for our investigators are almost investigating matter no so ka ho no mo me ka ho na me ni omo mienu na and go through the steps because I don't think say it is only the OSP who can basically go through the steps and know say way anyway because OSP ni ka kire say attorney general nko na ewo authority a obetumi aiden any America for akasa emomo agree say was say the Ofori-Atta ba. Now if the attorney general does not know the process, the attorney general will not ask you for the docket. Now, so the docket in the attorney general. Now, attorney general who's a docket now, they are brand no. In fact, docket no, BB etos niwuma. The attorney general will reach out to you, and then the attorney general can say, bring the docket in its current form. The reason the attorney general edit it in its current form, she will say, on say steps ni na won sankaye into with the fabra. Baby Edruno, Ebia ono Krampono, through his influence as the Attorney General, no, you are trying to get a document, you are struggling. He can use his office to help you secure those documents quickly, for him to present those documents to the United States. The Attorney General say, bring the document in its current state. Why didn't you give it to the Attorney General? The Attorney General wasn't saying, say, hand over the investigation, no, nyinamano. Or say for investigators, steps now offering the docket, no, na many montinasi. Because at the end of the day, I am the person who is going to face the Americans. If you are going to be given the green light to go to America and extradite Ken Ofori-Atta, it is only through me. If I am not able to have an agreement with the United States government, the security agency, who OSP no, you cannot go to America and extradite Ken Ofori-Atta. In this OSP catcher will say, bring the document, in quote, bring the steps that can enable us to bring Ofori-Atta back home. Why have you refused to bring it? Now their argument in say, oh, and that's my excuse in say, OSP say he's still investigating some matters in T. So Oriena or ye ready or the docket, no, and the in quote steps na ebetumi be Ken Ofori-Atta aba no ediabre attorney general. This does not make sense. Now omo kasa no si sesesi no si epese ekofa Ken Ofori-Atta aba e wo say ye ne Ghana for prove kire America for say Ken Ofori-Atta ne yemfa ne mba say ye betata no na sebi o ye de ne ba say obegina obegina court abeyi nsembia no. It is not up to you the OSP to determine that. To explain to the Americans why we need Ken Ofori-Atta, it is the job of the Attorney General. You as the OSP, your job is to give whatever you have found on Ofori-Atta. You have gone to court, you have secured a warrant, give it to the Attorney General. Because when Attorney General is speaking to the Americans, he is going to show those documents to the Americans that this is the reason why you need to let Ken Ofori-Atta come to Ghana. The Attorney General is going to make his case. You are not the one going to make the case for the Attorney General. Wait until the Attorney General tries to make the case and flops before you can come in and say the Attorney General did not take his time. But at this point, hand over the documents to the Attorney General. He will go through with your investigators. He will go through with your office to make sure, say, all the boxes have been checked before he can make a move. Because Okachre say there is something called a mutual. There's something called mutual legal assistance, and it is only the Attorney General who can have that discussion with the Americans before Ken Ofori-Atta will be allowed to come to Ghana. And I say you can have access to Ken Ofori-Atta. So why are you now trying to say you are the one going to show the Attorney General what to do? Now, Utie OSP in some kikana. When you read the letter na a free OSP ho a call chief of staff wana, mami expose the OSP in show. Per the statement they are making now and the defense they are trying to put up. He said you have been on Kanukre or you're one liar. Mami chowa there. One letter away. Let me read exactly what was in the letter. And time Kisieja being air letter Akoma Jubilee House no. The statement he made. I want to say Kisieja be on Kanukre. Now you see this first letter or Choko Jubilee House no. Try there. Me read that show. Me read na show say asamna Brent and can read the TV soon no. Wabodam. We are not supposed to listen to them. Now when you read the first letter, which is the 2nd of June 2025, Kisieja being Echokoma the chief of staff. Tiewedi or say the Office of the Special Prosecutor, OSP, requests for extradition processes to be instituted for the provisional apprehension in any jurisdiction in which he may be located or found, and extradition to the Republic of Ghana of Kenneth Nanaya Ofori-Atta, who served as finance minister, who served as the minister responsible for finance of the Republic of Ghana between 2017 and 2024. Now, this request is founded on the consideration that Mr. Ofori-Atta, who departed the jurisdiction early January 2025, has no intentions of voluntarily returning to the jurisdiction, and for which reason the OSP has declared him a wanted person and a fugitive from justice as the prime suspect in respect of suspected corruption and corruption-related offenses regarding the following. Contractual agreement. So who taking it from top? The reason why OSP actual letter who started from top the Office of the Special Prosecutor. Now the heading was request for the institution of extradition processes. Request letter now Chokoma chief of staff no or say or request say Omobabwa ma ode Ken Ofori-Atta den edinaba Ghana. Now, ocho letter no ocho letter nim or say the Office of the Special Prosecutor requests for the extradition processes to be instituted for the provisional apprehension. He is requesting for extradition processes. Who is he requesting that from? Who is going to grant the extradition processes? So it means when he was writing the letter to the chief of staff, he knew he did not have the capacity to extradite Ken Ofori-Atta. Now he was telling the chief of staff that I am the special prosecutor. I cannot hold as institution, as a person, go through, instruct Ken Ofori-Atta to come or instruct the Americans to bring Ken Ofori-Atta. And that I have an office, or I believe there is an office that can actually execute that process. It's for him to even say, he is requesting for extradition processes to be instituted for the provisional apprehension in any jurisdiction in which he may be located. So, OSP knew from the day he wrote the letter to the chief of staff to the Jubilee House to say he cannot start that process. It is only the Attorney General who can do this job. So it is not kind of OSP who is supposed to put the steps together. The OSP is supposed to hand over investigations to the Attorney General. The steps or the processes is supposed to be handled by the Attorney General. Now, the OSP now is trying to tell us to say, no, and I was your steps now your investigations no hand my Attorney General. Attorney General is not asking for the processes. Attorney General is asking for the investigations. Is asking for what you have been able to get so far. after your investigations, the processes can be done by the Attorney General. So, from your own statement, sir, Adena Okache say mutual legal assistance, it is the job of the Attorney General to do it. So, the mutual legal assistance, the Attorney General will have to sit and say, okay, if I want to bring Ken Ofori-Atta, this is what I have to do. If I want to bring Ken Ofori-Atta, this is what I need. If I want to bring Ken Ofori-Atta, this is the institution I have to talk to. Now, I have to make sure I have the investigation proving that Ken Ofori-Atta has committed a crime. So you give the investigations to the Attorney General. Brief the Attorney General of the crimes of Ken Ofori-Atta. The processes to bring Ken Ofori-Atta is not your job. You see, there is a difference between the processes to bring him and the investigations. The Attorney General is lumping the process and the investigations. And then I already confuse Ghana for no. Because the Attorney General's job is simple. Do the investigations and hand over the investigations to the Attorney General. The Attorney General will find the processes to extradite Ken Ofori-Atta. Now, the Attorney General, the OSP is saying, I am doing the investigation and I'm doing the processes. No, it is not your job. It is not in your place to be doing the processes. Kessi Agyabeng is a liar. He has done no investigations. From his own letter, he was seeking to be granted. He was requesting for the processes to be instituted, meaning he knows he cannot do the processing. He knows the Attorney General is the only office that can start the processing. He can do the investigations. In fact, to secure a warrant is not any big deal in Ghana. It will be the job of the Attorney General to convince the United States government security agencies to secure a warrant in America to extradite Ken Ofori-Atta. That is not your job. That is the job of the Attorney General. It is the evidence the Attorney General will provide. It is the evidence and the case he will make to the U.S. government, the security agencies, and be like, you know what? I have a solid case. This is not persecution. This is prosecution. I need this man to come in person and respond to some answers in our court. So you, the American government, I want the court to understand humbly, these are the reasons why I want the court in America, the jurisdiction where Ken Ofori-Atta is, to grant me a warrant of his arrest so that I can hand him over to Ghana. The moment he gets that green light, he tells you, the OSP, to go to America, sit with the agency, however you want to arrest him. By the time you get there, your warrant is ready. Your arrest warrant is ready. You do that and you bring Ken Ofori-Atta back home. So there's a distinction between investigating a matter and a process that is going to bring Ken Ofori-Atta back home. There are two different things here. Inti Kessi Agyabeng Chantro on Kanukre. On say right now he's talking more as his utterances are more political than being the special prosecutor of Ghana. When the special prosecutor is speaking, and I say their spokesperson is speaking, he speaks as if say they don't live in Ghana. They speak as if say they work in a different country. They are working for we the people of Ghana. And in the first place, Ghanaians want Ken Ofori-Atta back home to answer questions. It is not persecution. You, the Attorney General, you, the special prosecutor, your job is to investigate. Getting a warrant in Ghana or talking to the Interpol to put Ken Ofori-Atta on the wanted list is nothing extraordinary. When you went to Interpol to tell them to put Ken Ofori-Atta on the wanted list, what did you show them? You showed them the evidence you have gathered and the reason why they have to put him on the wanted list. You cannot just walk to Interpol and say, put Ken Ofori-Atta on the wanted list. You need to prove it. You need to be able to prove to them that, in fact, this guy has committed a crime, that he needs to go back home and answer questions. So even you securing that warrant, it was the evidence you have gathered that helped you or aided you to get that warrant, to be able to put Ken Ofori-Atta on that list. So if the Attorney General is telling you that the same investigations you have done, give it to him so that he can use that investigation to start the processing or the process to bring Ken Ofori-Atta back home, you have no right to say you have not finished the investigations. Because I don't think the time you asked for the warrant or you went to seek for a warrant, you had completed your investigation before you getting the warrant to put him on the Interpol red list. Time Omaya didn't to a Interpol red list. So I'm not sure Sasata do review investigations in but the investigation kakra we here now what Interpol no, they believed you and said yes, this guy is supposed to be on the list. Why are you not giving that investigations to the Attorney General? Because the Attorney General wasn't saying say give him a full investigation or say give him whatever you have, the investigations you conducted so far, what you have plus your investigators. What is the big deal here? Today they are on radio and still lying. And the Attorney General Sameda Akon Akurugu let me tell you, I didn't want to tell you this, but let me tell Kessi Agyabeng. Kessi Agyabeng has an office at Peduase, right? Around Peduase. Peduase Lodge. Between Peduase Lodge and getting into Eastern region, he has an office there. That is where they met today. Kessi Agyabeng. Between Peduase Lodge, and all the way to, I don't want to mention the specific place, but our new office, that is where they met. And all his deals, that is what he's doing. That is where he does it. I want him to know that I know more, and I am going to come hard on him. Attorney General, OSP, I know too much. I have you on video. I know too much about the things you've done. There's this building, Watodaibi, Peduase Lodge, between Peduase Lodge and Eastern Region. That house is there. That is where he meets all the people. Or say Wachiomo, they are under investigations. That's where he meets them. I'm not going to let you get away with murder. No, you will have to answer. You have not prepared any docket. You are lying. As I speak to you tonight, they are working on some flimsy They are working on some flimsy report. He's lying. He never had a docket. Now, if the OSP's office is telling us to say, if the OSP's office is telling us to say, Ken Ofori-Atta at the US, in fact, they even know where exactly he lives. Why are you not adding that to your report to give to the Attorney General? It means, OSP office, they have been talking to Ken Ofori-Atta. They even know where he lives in the DMV area. They know exactly his location. Now, they are hiding all these things from us to date. Now, my mentor in someone I know can say, there are some processes, there are some things that they have to do, which is a year, and you may be a year, Mami really had been sure. Thank you, team. Ken Ofori-Atta, special prosecutor on Kano Krek, Kessi Agyabeng is a bad man. Kessi Agyabeng is a liar. My mentor idea. On sana okabi say yani yentinyo maybe I say diplomatic and the processes. Look at this. You see, when you read this is what it says. Legal and diplomatic processes used by the FBI. Now, mutual legal assistance treaties. This is what it says. Ghana and the US have agreement that allows law enforcement agencies to request and share evidence, conduct joint investigations, and support extradition. So the mutual legal assistance, that is what it means. It means to say, yani US abangwe our agreement. Yani US a minor our agreement to say ye pese ye kwachi obi every area US ba say wa bokro no Ghana. You say yani omo area agency, security agency no. I say yani omo area eba together. Na yani omo area share evidence. Na ye conduct joint investigations. Na at the end of the day, it to me supported the extradition of that suspect. It is say OSP per se, ejuma way easier. This is the job of the Attorney General, not the job of the OSP. Say OSP catch say they need to make sure they are in diplomatic processes. It is not the job of the OSP. This is the job of the Attorney General. The OSP is making it look like say Attorney General Jumano, Wajad and Jumano. It is not his job. There is no docket. He's lying. He has never conducted any investigation on Ken Ofori-Atta because he is the one shielding Ken Ofori-Atta. Now, Interpol coordination. The FBI often works through Interpol Ghana, issuing notices or coordinating arrests with local law enforcement. So the FBI, Yetikroma FBI for bar, Ghana, and omone ye police and ye security agencies, collaborate here, omobechinko for free Ghana, Ediomokoye. It's the same thing. That is how it works. So the OSP wants us to think, say, a Jumani is so tedious, and so complex, and that a Juma be bregunuso. Or say only the OSP was able to secure a warrant. That is nothing. Nobody is forcing the OSP to secure a warrant. Nobody is forcing the OSP to put Ken Ofori-Atta on the Interpol red list. The OSP needs to do investigations and give the dockets to Attorney General. Attorney General, it is his job to make sure he extradites Ken Ofori-Atta. So the processes are the job of processes, no, Attorney General Juma. The investigations, no, OSP Juma. Finito. But the OSP keeps lying every single day because Ojin said Ghana for Jimmy. Now, when you go to, let me educate you on something. Ghanaian security collaboration. The FBI did not operate independently. All arrests were made in partnership with Ghana Police Service, the National Security Secretariat, and the IOCO, that is the Economic and Organized Crime Office. And this is referring to the recent arrest they made. FBI Bahano, they worked with all the security agencies to effect those arrests. It is the same. We have a treaty. We have an agreement with the American government. It is just the Attorney General just requesting, just providing the evidence through his office to tell them, say, you know what, I'm the Attorney General of Ghana. We have one person we want to bring to Ghana. He used to be a former Minister of Finance. Now, the reason why I want you people to help me extradite this guy is because I have evidence proving that he is a man who is wanted. He needs to come answer questions. He has defrauded the nations of billions. Now, these are the evidence. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I want you to see. Now, if you look through this evidence and you are satisfied, your courts in America can give me the warrant, or even not to give me the warrant, you guys can help me do the investigations, find this suspect, and deport or extradite this suspect to Ghana. That is how it works. Now, OSP person say, on na area diplomatic processes, no, on na area jurisdiction justification, on na area bibia, inti eja bibia gunu so obwa. His job is simple. In the first place, why you put a catcher and say, "On Ken Ofori-Atta and to Interpol red list." So why na catcher no? Your job is to investigate. Oh yeah, investigations ni we are now. Who find it out to say Ken Ofori-Atta is guilty? All that you do is go to the Attorney General and say, "Attorney General, this guy, we have investigated him. He's guilty of all these crimes. Now try and collaborate with the American Security Agency. We know this the jurisdiction he's in is in the American jurisdiction. We don't have the power to just go in and bring him. Based on this evidence, try and convince the American Security Agency. Let them believe that, or let them understand that these evidence are solid. Let our team and their team collaborate and investigate. After that, let us extradite this guy to Ghana. Finished. Why are we today sitting here? OSP is lecturing us and telling us, say, we don't understand English. We don't know what is happening. He's the only intelligent person, so we should all wait. He's lying. Ken Ofori-Atta has been in this business for long. Ken Ofori-Atta is not a new thief. Ken Ofori-Atta is not a modern day thief. Ken Ofori-Atta is an ancient thief.